Hey friends, I am so excited to talk to you today about the Procolored K8 direct-to-film printer. I am actually really excited and super impressed with the printer so far, and I wanted to share with you everything you get when you get it, why you should get it, how to set it up, how quick it is, and how easy it is to use. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I like about it, especially as somebody who has already owned a Procolored printer. I've had that for about a year and a half, and now I have this new updated version, and I am very impressed, super excited, and I can't wait to tell you about it. As of filming this right now, the way to get this printer is through their Kickstarter. As of this very moment, that will be launching soon on their Kickstarter site, so I have the link under this video. Depending on when you're watching this, where you get it, how you get it might change, but that is where all of the information is, all of the specs, and how you can get notified when it releases. If you are trying to get into the direct-to-film printing world, if you want to expand your business, if you're looking to add a printer to your setup, this is really a great way for you to get started because it is a small, sleek, slim design that I really like. It really doesn't take up too much space. And it's an introductory price point at the moment on their Kickstarter, so it really is a very economical way to get a high quality printer. I got my whole printer set up and a printed under 30 minutes, so it is very, very easy right out of the box. So once you get your package, you're gonna get your printer, obviously, and it is very easy to just pretty much take out of the box and get started. You'll have an oven so you can bake the transfers that you print, as well as ink and powder will come separately. The model that I'm going to show you today is the K8. It is an A4 sized printer, so it prints 8 inches wide and however long that you need. I really like the size of it. I will have to do some tinkering on some of my shirt designs that I'm gonna need it a little bit wider than 8 inches, but I will walk through all of the things that I do in future videos. But I do really, really like this printer. It is gonna be the only printer that I use moving forward, and I'm super excited to share it with you. So I'm going to go ahead right now and show you how to unbox it, set it up, get everything ready, and I'm gonna show you how quick and easy it is to get started using this printer.
The first thing you're going to do is take out the oven and you get your giant box with the actual printer inside. And there are a bunch of boxes inside the box. You've got your accessory mounting box, which is a little bit bigger. You've got your software installation box, some cleaning tools, and some extra things that you might need, your film roll, and your spare toolbox. Then you, of course, have your actual printer that you can take out of the box. And once you open it, it's very lightweight. You'll have a bag of some extra hardware stuff for the printer and some directions right inside on the top. The other thing you'll notice is the ink and your ink flush button. And over on the right, you'll have this yellow tab that'll tell you that you need to unscrew this yellow clip. I grabbed a screwdriver from that toolbox that was inside and carefully unscrewed this. This is going to help your ink be able to move left and right. It won't be able to work unless you take out this screw and yellow cap. So make sure you don't drop the screw on the inside. So just carefully take that out, and then you can see that your ink can then move left and right and your printer can function properly. Then the next thing I did was grab my software installation box, and you'll have a USB cord and 2 different USB sticks. You need both of these. One of them has some tutorials and step-by-step instructions on how to set up, and one of them runs the program. So they do need to be plugged into your computer, and so does the printer. So this long cord will plug in to the back on the bottom right next to where the power cord goes. So you'll see it right here. Just plug it into the back, and it needs to plug into your computer. So you want to make sure that your printer is close enough to the computer so that will reach. And then you're going to plug in both USB drives, the blue one and the white one, so you can successfully watch any tutorials that you need and install any software. Before we get to the software though, I went in my accessory box so I could see what was inside. The labeling is pretty cool. It's got everything you need. It's got the holder for the paper and the film that you're going to install. It's got some power cords, another screwdriver, and then some extra sets of other things and accessories that you might need. So in order for the printer to work properly, you'll need to use that power cord to plug in, and then you're going to need to screw in these holders on the back. It has this extra like acrylic thing on top that I don't think we need because my printer already has one on top, but it does have a bigger screwdriver as well as the cutting board to put right in front as your print comes out. But it has this extra screws and acrylic that you could attach to the top, especially if yours doesn't have one. And then we're going to get all of this installed. You'll have the two black items. Those go in the sides of your film roll. And then you've got these extra magnets to kind of decorate the top. So if you want to use those, go right ahead. And there's a paper kind of stuck under there. That's just your user manual and all the instructions that you might need. So that's everything in that accessories box. The first thing that I installed was the roller feed. The screws are already attached to the back of your printer. So you're just going to unscrew those with the screwdriver that they gave you or one that you have. It doesn't really matter. And then you're going to attach the orange holder to the back. There's going to be two of them, one on the left and one on the right. You kind of want them to be facing each other, facing towards the inside. You've got your rod that will go on top. And then these two black circle holders are going to hold your film roll in place. So you can open that box that says film roll and unpackage it, and then you're going to go ahead and put the black stoppers on both ends. And then you will need a screwdriver for this too, because there are screws that will hold that rod in place to make sure it's not shifting and that your paper feeds in properly every time. So you'll need to loosen those screws and get everything sort of lined up and fit in, and then you will kind of tighten it as needed. You might have to move it around a little bit. It's hard to know exactly if it's in the right place until you actually put it on your printer. But it just goes and rests right on the back. And you really do want the paper to be hugging like the right side of your printer. So you can see here kind of where it feeds in. You want it to be tightened and ready. And then you can move on to that cutting tray in the front. It basically just hooks right on the front. And then you're going to take your screwdriver and screw in two screws that you can find on the edges underneath, and it's really easy to install. The next step is to install the software. So the first thing you're going to do is turn on your printer. It should be plugged into the wall. So you turn on the switch in the back and press the button on the front. You will see the ink tray move a little bit when you turn it on. That is normal. And you'll have to install the software, which you will get on the USB drives that we plugged into our computer earlier. There are two programs that you're going to install. First, you're going to do the Epson software for the printer, and just follow the directions on your screen. This is in the folder that's labeled number 2, software driver, and go ahead and install the Epson software and the ProRip software. One's for the printer and one is for actual printing. And from that ProRip software, you're going to set the A4 printer as your default. So when you go to print it, it'll print to the right place. You can go ahead and find it in that menu and press Make Default. And then you are ready to add your ink and get going with your prints. So you do want to make sure that you shake up your ink because it can settle on the bottom, especially the white. So you're going to open the top box. In your tool kit box, there are some funnels that you can use, and you're just going to add each color to their respective little bins, and just be careful that you're not spilling your ink, and these funnels really do help keep it clean. So the next thing you're going to do is press and hold this ink flush button. It did take me a few times, but the ink will travel through, basically get sucked through these tubes, and the button will be flashing. So you can see here that yellow coming through. The first time I pressed it, the white came through, the second time the other colors, and then I needed a third time to get that yellow through. So it might take a couple of goes, but just hold the button for 10 seconds. Once it starts flashing, the ink will come through. In the ProRip software, you can tap that printer up top, go to head cleaning, and press start to perform your first head cleaning. This is what we do daily, but I did this before I did a test print. So once you open the software, you can click the add an image, and I actually just added an image that's on the USB drive that it came from. They have 3 different options. I ended up choosing the first one. I made it a little smaller just to test the colors and make sure that all the printing was working. But I went ahead, pressed rip, pressed start, and since I already chose my default printer. It went right through and then printed. It was super easy to make it all happen, but you can see here the white printed and all of the colors, super vibrant. And this was the very first print that I did, and that is how easy it was to set up.
So like I said, the setup was super, super quick. It was under 20 minutes for me to get it out of the box and working successfully printing. So if you're looking to get started, it is really super easy right out of the box. A few of my favorite improvements for this printer are that is first the design and overall look of the printer. I like the way it looks. It's a little sleeker and smaller and takes up less space on my desk. So I really do like that. The prints are even more vibrant than they were before, and I really liked them before, so it's nice to have an improvement, even though I didn't really realize I needed an improvement. I actually really liked them on my old printer, so I'm super excited to have even better prints moving forward. It does print a little bit faster. It takes just a couple of minutes, around, I would say 5-ish for a transfer. It really depends on the size and the colors that you're using, so it's hard to say how long a print will take, but they say somewhere between 3 and 7 minutes depending on what you are printing. The ink circulation and automatic cleaning is really, really great. They've improved on that in this printer. You will still have to perform a daily head cleaning, and as long as your printer's on, it's going to do automatic cleaning and circulating, but you still need to do a daily head cleaning as part of your maintenance. This is something that you will have to do every day. It's very, very important that you stay on top of keeping your printer clean and everything because the ink can clog if you neglect it. So it's just really important that you do that. But I am impressed with the automatic cleaning and circulation so far. My absolute favorite feature, which might seem a little silly to you guys, but if you have a printer already that doesn't have a cutter on it, you'll know what I'm saying. So before, my old printer of theirs, it was really great. The prints were great, but it was really hard to cut my transfers when they were done. I had to roll out the paper pretty far before I could cut it with scissors. So having this cutter just makes 1, a straight line, and 2, less waste of paper. So it just saves money at the end of the day. And if you're looking to, print and sell your transfers, it's nice to have a straight edge right off the bat. It just makes everything a little bit easier. So this version is the K8 model, which is A4 size. So you can print up to 8 inches wide and however long that you want, which for me and all the shirts that I make will be pretty good. I don't do a whole lot of full front transfers. When I do, I'm actually going to make a few videos on how I'm going to navigate that because those likely will have to be wider than 8 inches. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see future videos on exactly how to print using this printer, things that I'll have to do bigger prints, as well as upkeep, maintenance, all things direct to film printing. Make sure you're subscribed. In my next video, I am going to walk through exactly step by step how to add a print to the software, print it, get everything ready, and make a shirt using this K8 printer. So I'm going to put that video up on your screen right now. If you want to buy this printer or get the information for it, I highly recommend it. I'm going to put that link underneath this video. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comments so I can help you through it.